The Samsung Galaxy S8 is finally official, so it's just been unveiled by Samsung. So this is the Samsung Galaxy S8. It's finally here. Now, in case you want to know everything about the Samsung Galaxy S8, I've done a separate video, a really in-depth 26-minute video covering everything you need to know about the Samsung Galaxy S8, and I've left that linked in the description. But now I have something really interesting here. So this is a box, a Samsung Galaxy S8 box. So this is essentially a Samsung Galaxy S8 coming from China. So this is a Chinese version, a clone version of the Samsung Galaxy S8. So it basically has the exact same dimensions as the S8, apart from being a tiny bit thicker. It also comes with a Quad HD Super AMOLED display, 4GB of RAM, a 12-megapixel camera on the back and 5 megapixels on the front. It's water resistant, wireless charging, an octa-core processor. So judging from the specs alone, this thing is pretty much identical to the Samsung Galaxy S8. So hey everyone, welcome to the ZONEofTECH. I'm Daniel, and let's unbox and let's take a first look at what's apparently the best Samsung Galaxy S8 clone that you can find. So yeah, enjoy. Okay, so taking a first look at the box, we have a Samsung Galaxy S8 logo on the front. However, if you compare this to, let's say, the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge box from last year, you'll notice that the S8 branding isn't blue like on the S7 Edge box. Oh, and by the way, this is how an S7 Edge box looks after 1 year of staying untouched in the draw. So yeah, not the best shape, I have to say. The text is like coming off already. And also, speaking of the text, the overall text is matte on the S8 box instead of having this shiny glossy texture like on the S7 Edge. Now, there have been some leaked photos of what's presumed to be the official Samsung Galaxy S8 box, and this one seems to still have that blue S8 branding. Other than that, on the top we have a Samsung logo, and this is also apparently a seal. Then on the bottom we have the color, which in my case is blue, then nothing on the left and the right sides of the box, and finally on the back we get a listing of all the specs. So this one comes with 4G LTE, a 64-bit octa-core processor, even though it doesn't actually say which processor this is, 4GB of RAM, basically the same amount as on the S8, and then a 5.5 inches Quad HD Super AMOLED display. Now keep in mind that the S8 actually comes with a 5.8 inches display and then a 6.2 inches display on the S8 Plus. So this is the first giveaway that gives away that this is not the actual S8. Then we have a 12 and a 5 megapixel camera on the back and the front, IP68 apparently, water resistant, 64GB of storage, and unfortunately it doesn't seem that this one comes with any microSD card support. Oh, and one last thing to point out, as you can see, the model number seems to be written as SMG9350, so the S8 would have been SMG950 by the way, and 935 or 9350 would have been the S7 Edge. Okay, so let's open up the box, and yeah, the wrap doesn't look that good. Definitely this is not what Samsung or Apple would have used as a box wrap. So let's remove this and slide the top, and yeah, this is not magnetic like the S7 boxes were, by the way. Oh, okay, it actually is. That's nice. I wasn't expecting this from an S8 clone, so this is cool. Really impressed so far. So we have a Samsung logo on the front, which does indeed look a tiny bit off. So let's open this magnetic lid, and there you go, the Samsung Galaxy S8 Edge. So yeah, this is the regular S8s are only called the S8 and then the S8 Plus. So it's kind of funny to see that this naming scheme is well, it's quite off. So let me just put this to the side for just 1 second and see what else we get inside. So the first thing that we get inside the box is this booklet, and this is indeed really similar, the material at least, to the one that we got with the Samsung Galaxy S7 and the S7 Edge last year. And then inside we get, it seems that this SIM eject tool actually fell out. And by the way, this actually seems to be an iPhone SIM eject tool, so definitely not a Samsung one. Yeah, interesting. Now inside that booklet we get a quick start guide, which interesting enough shows a quite different phone model number. This is actually the booklet, I think, yeah, for the Note 7. So you have S Pen support, you have the home button is still here, and you also have a USB-C port, which by the way, this phone doesn't come with a USB-C port. It only comes with micro USB. So yeah, I think this might actually be an original Samsung Galaxy Note 7 manual. Yeah, this thing is quite rare. Okay, apart from that, we also get another manual, which for some reason wasn't included in the booklet. This would mostly be the safety guide in multiple languages. And then moving on to the actual accessories included in the box, we have 2 of them. So the first thing that we get inside are some headphones, some white headphones that are really similar to the ones that we got with the Samsung Galaxy S7 and the S7 Edge last year. So yeah, made in Vietnam. Don't really think Samsung makes their headphones or actually anything in Vietnam, but yeah. Then we also got a USB to micro USB cable. Again, the Samsung Galaxy S8 comes with a USB Type-C connector, so this is another way that you can tell that this is not the real Samsung Galaxy S8. Now, interesting enough, I also had 2 more accessories inside the shipping box, but not the actual phone box. So the first one was actually a charger, which looks identical to an iPhone charger, but just take a look at this. When I shake it, just listen to this. There's something loose inside, maybe some screws or maybe the USB port. So yeah, I don't advise you using this thing at all. I don't think it's safe. And then I also got this thing. So this seems to be a Samsung Galaxy S8 screen protector, even though it doesn't show an S8 on the front. It actually shows an S3. Yeah, this appears to be an S3 with the Samsung Galaxy S4 official theme. Just take a look at the bottom bezel. Yeah, I think this is an S3 and not an S4. Then you also have an iPhone 5S, which, yeah, it's quite weird, but apparently this is for the Samsung Galaxy S8, so yeah, quite funny. Okay, now let's take a look at the actual phone. So first off, you gotta love this Samsung Galaxy S8 Edge wrap, so let's take this off, and whoa, I do have to say, it does look really nice in the hand, especially in this marine blue color. Then on the back of the phone, we have another plastic wrap with a few stickers. So a fire symbol and an Olympic Games symbol, I believe. So let me just remove this as well. And whoa, just take a look at how awesome this thing looks. That blue looks amazing. Really hope that Samsung releases a blue Samsung Galaxy S8. Speaking of the colors, so far, only black, pink, gray, and silver have been confirmed. Now, taking a closer look at the phone, on the left-hand side, we have the volume buttons, and notice how the extra Bixby voice assistant button is missing. So you do get that extra button on the official Samsung Galaxy S8, and with that you can activate Bixby, which is the new voice assistant. You can also activate a pretty cool AR app, and that button should be customizable as well. But yeah, you don't have that on this Samsung Galaxy S8 clone. Then on the bottom we have the headphone jack, again micro USB port instead of a USB port, a speaker grill, and the microphone, and that's pretty much it. Then on the top we have the SIM slot and the second microphone, and yeah, unfortunately no micro SD card support on this clone. So yeah, overall this is how this S8 clone looks like, and a few interesting things that I want to mention. On the back we have a Samsung Galaxy S8 logo designed and engineered by Samsung, but yeah, made in Vietnam. However, it seems that they did get the model number right this time, so SMG 955 would actually be the model number for the S8 Plus. And by the way, 9550, this would be the Asian / the dual SIM variant. And overall, in terms of the design, I think this thing actually looks really good. I mean, the back looks amazing. I just couldn't take my eyes off of that blue back. I mean, it looks so good. What do you guys think of this blue color on the S8? Now, speaking of the back of the phone, unfortunately, this is not a fingerprint reader. So this thing here is simply a solid piece of metal that doesn't really do anything. So one thing to keep in mind. Okay, so let's power this thing on and see if it actually works. And yeah, it seems that it actually works. Samsung Galaxy S8 logo powered by Android. So yeah, this is actually really convincing. I mean, if you're a person that isn't that familiar with the latest smartphones and buys this, you'll probably think that this is indeed the real deal, even though it's not. I mean, it's a really good clone, but it's still far from the real Samsung Galaxy S8. Okay, so using this for a few minutes, I have to say this phone feels really fluid. Keep in mind that this is a clone, so it should be laggy. It should be really laggy, but it's actually pretty fluid. And also when it comes to the display, it actually looks pretty sharp. So I don't think it's a Quad HD display, but I do think it's most likely a 1080p display. Also, it's not an OLED display as advertised. Instead, it's an LCD display. But the colors are really good. I mean, this is one of the best panel I've ever seen coming from such a cheap clone. I mean, the colors really pop. Everything is pretty vibrant. And yeah, even this 4K YouTube video looks amazing. Now, a few more things that I want to mention. They even cloned the on-screen buttons for the S8. So the back, the home, and the multitasking buttons, they all have the same look as we've seen in a lot of Samsung Galaxy S8 leaks. And then the glass of the phone is indeed curved, however the display, the LCD panel underneath it is not. So no curved display, no actual curved display on this clone. Oh, and I forgot to mention one of the main things that separates this from an actual Samsung Galaxy S8. the logo on the front. The Samsung Galaxy S8 doesn't come with any Samsung logo on the front. So yeah, this should be the main thing that gives it away. Okay, so overall, I'm really impressed with this Samsung Galaxy S8 clone. So this is really, dimension-wise, apart from the thickness, it's almost identical to the Samsung Galaxy S8. Now, I'll be testing this more in the next few days, so I'll actually be using this as my daily driver for a few days and see how it goes. And then I'll do my full in-depth review of this, do some benchmarks, some camera comparisons, and then I'll compare it with my Samsung Galaxy S8, which should be here pretty soon. But yeah, this was the unboxing and the first impressions of the Samsung Galaxy S8 clone. Probably the best Samsung Galaxy S8 clone that you can find. Feel free to subscribe if you have enjoyed this video and if you want to see more Samsung Galaxy S8 related videos. And also don't forget to enable notifications on my channel so that you're notified as soon as I upload a brand new epic video. And now that the Samsung Galaxy S8 is official, let me know in the comments what's your favorite feature of the S8. What's the thing you're most excited for? For me, it's definitely the design, the fact that you have such a small device, and the fact that the display has been greatly increased, the display size from the S7 and the S7 Edge. Having a 5.8 inches display in what's almost the same size as the Samsung Galaxy S7 from last year, which came with a 5.1 inches display, that's really impressive. But yeah, if you want to know everything, every single detail about the Samsung Galaxy S8, then definitely check out my previous video. But yeah, other than that, this was pretty much it for this video. Let me know in the comments if you're epic enough to make it until the end by saying I was epic enough to make it until the end of this video. But other than that, thank you all for watching. I'm Daniel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. ZONEofTECH, signing out. Cheers.